Welcome to the Trading Sliders Podcast. Here we go, episode number 44 of the Trading Sliders Podcast. How's everybody doing out there? I'm Bobby Puckett. Here with me in studio is Kurt the Flash Bennett. What's going on, Flash?
Doing good, man. After a marathon of a race I watched last night.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's crazy about that was I went to the races,
come
home, and then still got to watch.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, you got plenty of time to watch the race.
Yeah, it was, God, that's something we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
The shenanigans or cluster, whatever you want to call the Prairie Dirt Classic.
I think they did a great job.
Yeah.
It's just a late night.
So this week's guest, don't want to forget the guest, Too Tall, 2018 Kenyon Midget champion, Sprint Cars, Thrifty Nickel, Trey Osborne. We met up with Trey a couple weeks ago and sat down and talked about Indiana Sprint Week and stuff, and how cool of an opportunity it was to get to race at Indianaoplis Motor Speedway. So this week's guest, Trey Osborne, a really fascinating interview, and for a kid that does it all.
Yeah.
when you want to stand behind and support somebody because you think a lot of these kids have shit handed to them nowadays, he does not.
Yeah.
You'll really like the interview. Sponsors of the week, Diesel Boys LLC. If you need anything diesel truck related, reach out to Brandon Hooker and them at Diesel Boys. Slider of the week, each and every week, being brought to you by Walt at Speed Decals. This time of year, I know Walt, I don't want to say slows down, but unless you need new bodies for the race car, most race car work is done. So if you need anything sign related for any business stuff, reach out to Walt at Speed Decals. Deep Dive being presented each and every week by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Those guys were up there at the Fairbury all weekend.
Oh, yeah.
The Kentucky Clutch and Performance guys, they were up there all weekend. But I know it's pulling season, and good God, have we done a ton of triple disc and dual disc lately. But if you need anything truck related, automotive, farm tractors, semi-trucks, reach out to Chris and Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Crash of the week being brought to you each and every week by D.O. Handyman and Remodeling. This week, we could have picked a few crashes of the week, but the one we got is what not to do in a race car.
Yeah.
We'll go that. Sometimes it's hard racing and then goes bad, and sometimes it's just, okay, this guy might be an idiot. So, but if you need anything done around the house, reach out to David at D.O. Handyman and Remodeling, 812-989-5002. And the Racetrack Spotlight being brought to you by JT's Trackside and Catering. If you got a race team, actually, don't even got to be races. If you got any type of corporate event that you need catered for your event, and you want good smoked home style barbecue, sent me pictures of fried bologna, I was like, bro, you were talking my language.
Yeah.
He went up this weekend and took care of a bunch of race teams at the Prairie Dirt Classic. But if you need any catering type needs, he's open to any and all, but specializes in racetrack food and racetrack plates. Reach out to Jeremy Thomas at JT's Trackside and Catering. I think I got everything. Start off with news this week. News of the week, Indiana Sprint Week is off and running, so we're going to get into that. The Prairie Dirt Classic cluster that turned out great, that still was a cluster for a few. We'll talk to that. We had a couple double downs this weekend, so we're going to get into that. We had the Indianaoplis Motor Speedway for not for our first time, but our first time catching a dirt race there. We're going to talk about that. Weekend race trips. I made it out to Florence. Was going to go to Kokomo, and didn't have my weatherman with me, Flash. But I made a pretty good weather decision myself. If there's a lot of green in that part, rule of thumb, don't need to go that way.
Right.
So made a detour, and then Facebook parody page drama, Flash. That's, we're going to get into that too, because that is started a whole big shitstorm. And then one group of mods gets the shaft while another group of mods race for $125,000. So all that to cover on this week's Trading Sliders. We're going to start off with the Facebook parody drama. So, all right, guys. This is something, if first off, if you're not out there and don't know what we're talking about, I think it's Worst Drivers on Track Facebook page. This guy kind of just, it's kind of like if me and Flash are on our way to the racetrack and we're joking on each other or joking on our buddies. So the gist of the page is you send in something that you want to say, could be funny, could be truthful.
Yeah.
And I think the truthful ones are hurting more than the funny ones.
Yeah.
Could be truthful. And he posts it, and everybody gets a laugh, like, and move on.
Yeah.
And apparently some people, in some people's eyes, are taking it just a little too far.
Yeah.
And some of them are a little rough.
Yeah.
I mean, with that being said, and one of the things I seen, actually a former guest of ours, Artie Ware, posted in one of the comments that he loves the page. He thinks it's funny, but there's some personal attacks on people and kids, and he's not cool with that. And I get what he's coming from, but I also, in the society that we live in now, kids, like, we want to protect kids from everything. Nobody protected us.
Yeah.
I mean, people picked on us all the time, and we turned out all right.
Yeah.
So it's meant for fun. Some things are a little harsh, harsher than others. And some of them are really funny because if you know the situation, like, they're being total opposite smart ass the other way,
right,
which is even funnier too. But the guy, he had in Facebook jail.
Yeah.
And when he gets off of Facebook jail, he says, "We're back, bitches." And I'm just kind of laughing because I'm like, okay. The next day, he's already been reported again. He goes this big thing. He's like, and now he's flipping his shit. Y'all some crybaby. I mean, he did a video where he put his face out because people were saying, "Show your face," and so he's like, "Here I am, man.
Yeah.
I live in South Carolina. I race, and my buddies make fun of me too. I'm on this page." What do you think about it, Flash? Because
I think it's funny. I don't care.
Okay.
But I don't let people bother me, though. So it's just,
I mean, we always
laugh
talk
at it,
shit
go
to
on.
each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean,
there's so many things they could say about me when I was racing.
yeah. Well, here's what's really funny.
Bad thing is most of them's true, probably.
Well, here's what's really funny is I told Ricky and my little nephew both have been on there.
Yeah.
And I told my little brother, I said, "Damn, they were kind of nice to you. If I would have wrote that, it would have been a lot better than that."
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, just don't get so butthurt about everything.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, here's one thing: if it's being put on Facebook, if you put something on Facebook, and somebody else sends it to that page, why in the hell are you pissed off that you initially put it out?
Yeah.
Because you're putting your business out there, and that's the reason why they know it. So I understand that some of them cross the line. I get that, but I mean, guys, it's supposed to be a comic relief. Everybody is so uptight about everything, so just let it go. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, but I did see some uproar. But I thought it was funny that the guy was just like, and here's what it's like, I heard somebody say, "Well, it's got to be somebody local."
Yeah.
Well, no, because once one local person gets on, everybody gets on. Like, I seen where 90% of his posts are from the Carolinas.
Yeah.
But the local ones do hit it home. People are getting fired up over it.
And they got to remember, they're sending stuff to him to put on there. It's not people putting it on there themselves, I don't think. You know what I mean?
Well, and
they're just wording it and he's just.
Well, no, I think he's got an auto generator.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you send him something, it just.
Oh, okay.
It just puts it out. That's why you can tell. Well, I'm not going to get into that.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. You can kind of tell who. If you got a group in your friend group, you can kind of tell who sent in on yours.
Yeah.
Because the way the words are spelled, the punctuations. But yeah, so it's an auto-generated thing.
Yeah. Must be.
That's what he was saying. So.
That's pretty funny though.
But yeah,
still.
No, guys, let's have a good time and not be so pissy all the time.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with Indiana Sprint Week, and Flash and I and my wife Tanya and John and Jacob Dole, they got to go on their first real race trip with us.
Yeah.
And they found out that you may have to walk 5 miles.
Yeah.
B, you may spend a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But C, it's going to be worth it.
May end up places that are card only.
Yeah, like
which surprised us.
Yeah,
a little bit.
But we made it to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the opening night of Indiana Sprint Week. First off, what I want to say about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, thank you for investing in the dirt track there inside Turn 3. It's a beautiful facility. It's, a fabulous racetrack.
Yeah.
I mean, the racetrack.
Yeah, it's way better than I thought it would be. I mean, it's super nice.
Whoever decided what size track and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably the O'Connor family.
Yeah.
But whoever decided what size track we need to make it work, did an excellent job. And I don't know where they got the clay from.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that the clay came from Kokomo area.
Yeah.
Because it's the same type dirt as Kokomo.
And it was 100 degrees that day, and it stayed nice all night.
Yeah. But
we literally sat 15 feet from the racetrack, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
as it should have been.
Yeah. That's
really.
what I'm saying. For the temperature and the sun and everything else. Yeah.
But one thing cool about this though is because John and Jacob went with us, and they primarily go to 2 or 3 racetracks. They've got their racetracks they go to, and they try to watch on TV, and they are new to the way the dirt racing world works.
Right.
And it's fun to me to see new people go to the racetrack because they're like pointing when the cars are doing the wheelies and like when they're throwing a big slider. And I asked Jacob, I said, "You like this?" He goes, "I love it."
Yeah.
And so that was really cool to me. There was a couple of negatives about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but I don't want to harp on them because the positives outweigh the negatives. One negative was it was card only.
Yeah.
They didn't accept cash at the racetrack, which, I mean, is what it is.
Right.
And a negative for me that I seen, the parking situation with all the property that we have, which they did have shuttles.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, but USAC's fan base is a lot older fan base.
Right. Yeah.
And there was a ton of walking in 110-degree temperature for people over the age of 70.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing I wish. Maybe if there's because there was plenty of parking inside the racetrack.
Yeah.
So maybe going forwards, we can get the older gentleman a place to park.
Get a little closer.
Yeah, get a little closer. But they did have a shuttle. One thing about the prices, I've seen some people really, really complaining about the prices.
Yeah.
The prices were a little high, but they aren't high if you've been to the Kings Royal, the Chili Bowl. The Chili Bowl tickets are $50, $55, $59 a night.
Yeah.
And it's 6 or 7 nights. Roger Penske has to make money at this event.
Yeah.
And there was more ushers and parkers and staff outside the racetrack that most short tracks have combined everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, I don't think it was as bad.
They had to set a massive set of bleachers up, and and they built bathrooms, I think, over there just for that too, didn't they? The bathrooms are put in like 5 years ago when they put the track in. Oh, okay.
But the bathrooms are put in because that's where the infield seating is now.
Oh, yeah.
That's where. But one thing though, they spent $1 million on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I was going to say. It's not let's just throw some K rails up and put some dirt in there. It ain't like that. It's a nice racetrack. Probably the best catch fence I've seen anywhere.
Yeah,
for sprint cars.
Especially the catch fence was nice, and it's just a nice facility. It's just overall nice.
Yeah.
One thing funny though, this guy said, "I've never walked up so many steps to sit on the front row."
Yeah.
Because it was like 25 steps, 30 steps to get to the bottom of the bleachers.
Yeah.
But the way the racetrack's laid out and everything, absolutely great event. Got to have different food at the racetrack, kind of like food truck vendors, which is cool. I had a rice and steak, egg roll, shish kebab?
Yeah.
That's how you say it?
Yep.
Kebab or whatever. But but overall, it was a good night. Loved it. Wish they would do it once a month. Justin Grant took the win over Logan Seavey and Robert Valou. Justin Grant started 6th and I think he started 5th. He's on the inside third row. Started 5th and took the lead, and then Seavey was running him down.
Oh, yeah.
Logan Seavey, there's a couple untimely cautions that if the caution didn't come out, CV would have had him passed.
Yeah.
Actually did pass him once. Threw a big haymaker on him. But overall, good show.
Blue was right there with him until he dropped the valve, though.
Yeah, right.
And he still finished the race, though, which was hard to believe. Yeah. And he's impressing me, though. He's I don't know what happened to him, if he got hit in the head or what happened, but he seems like he's turned completely around as far as interviews and stuff.
Well, our friend of the show, Chase, he told me, he goes, for him to be such an asshole, he gives some pretty good interviews. I don't think I'm starting to like him.
Yeah. I tell you what, he's a wheel man.
Yes,
he just, every place he goes, it's 100%.
Well, especially there, you had to bind the car up so much. A lot of guys were getting on the brakes so hard they were killing the engine. Not the madman. He just bounced it and sent it.
Yeah. A lot of guys were talking about that track running the midgets there, that it was more midget-sized track. The sprint cars did a heck of a job. They ran 3 wide and everything a couple times. I was pretty impressed with it myself.
Well, honestly, I think the racetrack's about the size of Bloomington.
Yeah, I think it is.
They just got a wall up, so it looks a little bit smaller.
Looks smaller, I think, yeah.
It has less banking.
And it's inside of a 2.5 mile track. So
yeah, you're inside of a city.
Yeah.
That's inside of a city.
Yeah.
But hard charger of the race was Trey Osborne, up 10 spots, this week's guest.
Yeah.
Trey was going to be sitting pretty in the heat race.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I don't want to say get greedy, because you got to go for it.
Yeah.
But he went for it, and when he did, that killed off his momentum. He lost 2 spots and had to run the B main and put him deep in the feature. But man, he actually went for it though. He was going for it.
Yeah.
And he monster trucked the tire one time. I thought, okay, here he goes, gonna break his neck again. But the Indiana Sprint Week starting off at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Thumbs up from me. Slider of the week. Being brought to you by Walnut Speed Decals, goes to Justin Grant, because when Justin Grant threw the slider on Robert Ballou, you knew things were about to get crazy. And then 2 laps later, CV threw the slider on Grant, and caution come out. But slider of the week this week, presented by Walnut Speed Decals, goes to Justin Grant and the whole crew at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for Indiana Sprint Week.
Yeah,
night 1.
It was pretty cool to see Bowles walk around before the race and shake everybody's hand too before the race even started. He went around the whole racetrack and shook every one of the drivers' hands.
Doug Bowles is Indiana's treasure.
Yeah.
He loves short track racing. He gave a shout out to the O'Connor family and the guys that take care of Kokomo. Sucks that Kokomo's race got rained out last night.
Right.
Because they do so much for the sprint car world, but it's going to be rescheduled Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So Sprint Week just got a little bit longer, that's all. One of the off nights is not so off no more. But we're going to that. Lincoln Park Speedway, Friday night, 57 cars, and Robert Ballou took the win over Briggs Danner and KTJ. Another place that you would think would be dry.
Yeah.
They just said, "No, man, we're going to keep pouring water on this bad boy."
It ain't going to happen.
Sprint cars are meant to go fast on fast racetracks.
Yeah.
No complaint here.
No.
No complaint here. Robert Ballou I think he had something to prove. I think he felt that the car kind of let him down. At Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so he just flat threw him over his shoulder and went. And Briggs Danner, I thought Briggs Danner was going to sneak in and get him one. He started rolling him in pretty good. I think this was just a race where Briggs Danner ran out of laps.
Yep, I think that was it.
He started, I think, 6th and got 2nd, but Danner was down around the tires. Ballou was doing Ballou all over the place, high, low, didn't matter. And KTJ just said, "You know what? I'm starting 12th." Then I'm going to the front, and he ended up running 3rd. And KTJ was just old school KTJ, everything on the cushion.
Yeah,
he wasn't even coming down.
Like Blue, I was watching that race, and a lot of them guys, everybody runs off the right rear on the sprint car, but Blue, I don't know how he does it. He can turn that thing in the middle of the corner and just drive off on the tires, and still beat them guys. It's crazy.
Well, but looking at his car, I think Ballou runs a lot less stagger than everybody else.
I think so.
I think his car is more stable.
Yeah.
So
he can do that, make those moves.
So he can make those moves, because I think the other guys, because I seen somewhere where somebody started with 18 inches of stagger the other night at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah. So
somebody said, "How much stagger do you start with?" He goes, "Well, I usually start with 13. I'm starting with 18.
Yeah.
Like, no, seriously. He goes, "No, I'm being dead serious."
Yeah.
I can't remember who. I think it may have been Mitchell Mose or something.
Yeah.
Like, "No, I'm being dead serious." So I think Ballou, he takes some stagger out. I think he does a little bit of stock car style.
Yeah.
I think he's a little. That's unconventional is the word we're looking for.
Yeah.
He's not doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
So Indiana Sprint Week starts off with a bang. 2 really good shows. Anything else about Sprint Week, Flash?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, now we're going to get into the Prairie Dirt Classic.
Yeah.
And
Prairie Dirt Classic Marathon. Let's add that on.
Yeah. Let's change the name of it.
Yeah.
The week of the PDC-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it started on Tuesday when you had to load in.
Yeah.
And it finished on Sunday.
Yeah.
But really time for church.
It's really not going to finish till August 30th now.
Yeah, it's really not finished. But the Prairie Dirt Classic started off Flow Night in America, Wednesday night, 66 late models. Probably the best race of the weekend at Fairbury.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Bobby Pierce took the win over RTJ in Davenport. Pierce started 6th, threw a massive slider. And when I say massive slider, like, he drove it back to Oakwood.
Yeah.
He just sent it. But, Pierce got the win over RTJ and Davenport. Davenport started 9th and ran 6th. Pierce started 6th and won the race. One thing about Bobby Pierce, though, when he won the Flow Night, I almost thought it was going to be a Pierce-dominated weekend.
Yeah.
He kind of, not cocky, but he kind of had that swagger when he got out of the car, like,
yeah.
All right, boys, it's on this weekend.
Yeah.
Which it kind of was until it wasn't.
Yeah.
But that's how the Flow Night went. Track was good.
Yeah.
Really good. I mean, it's always good at Fairbury. They had rain up there all week. So we're going to talk about the preliminaries Friday night, because Thursday night, the best day of weather, they played golf all day.
Yeah.
Probably should have rethought that.
Played golf, had auctions and stuff.
Yeah, they did all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah.
Besides race. But I know you can't change it. You know, we're going to move everything up a day. I get that. But looking back, it probably wouldn't have been a crazy ideal. You probably would have got 2 thumbs up from the people because they were already there.
Yeah.
So preliminary night, 78 Super Late models. They run 4 preliminary 25-lap features, and then they run 4 15-lap qualifying races for the modifieds. First off, before we talk about what happened, what do you think of the format? Do you like it?
Oh, I like it.
Do you like? See,
I
you
do like it.
See, I'm old school.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wishing everybody had to race their way in.
Yeah.
I mean, they do still race their way in.
Right.
But, you know, I kind of wish that we had heat races and the whole deal. But I want to see more racing. I mean, when you got 80 cars, 4 late model features, because they were all quality cars.
Right.
That was good. So the late models, Brian Shirley took qualifying race number 1. Bobby Pierce took qualifying race number 2. Brandon Shepard took qualifying race number 3. And Hudson O'Neill took qualifying race number 4. So, besides Huddy, you had 3 Illinois guys on Illinois bull rings. I don't know why Hudson takes to the Illinois bull rings, because that's not what he grew up racing on.
No.
He grew up racing on dry, slow, slick.
Yeah, he's usually always good at Fairbury, too.
Yeah, I don't understand why that is. It's just the place that he's taken a liking to.
Yep.
But, yeah, so 4 qualifying features, all pretty good. I said, especially with all the rain that they had.
Yeah.
They didn't really do a whole lot of track prep because it rained all day, so they just rode it in and raced.
Right.
But they did do the track prep in between the races because, and they got a pretty good racetrack, all things considered.
Oh, yeah.
And the mod races, 3 of the 4 features were picked up by former guests of the Trading Sluggers podcast.
That's pretty cool. I was going to call you and tell you that night.
Yeah, well, we had somebody in the second, we had a former guest in the second mod race that if he would have done his part, we could have went 4 for 4.
Yeah.
But shout out to Cole Followay for taking the win in the first qualifier. Austin Freeman from right there in Fairbury.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Baseball throw. His shop is literally at the horse barns, basically.
Yeah.
Right there at the fairground. So that's cool seeing a local kid get it done. And then Blake Brown out of Corbin, Kentucky, took the 3rd one. And the bunny chaser himself, Charging Charlie Medford, picked up the 4th one.
Yeah, he had a post on there about winning that race. I said, man, you came a long way from chasing bunnies in the back lot.
That's
I don't know if he's posted anything back on it yet or not.
That's funny.
I thought it was pretty funny.
But overall, night 1 of the PDC was great. They rushed through and got everything done before the big storm came in.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody got their cars and stuff loaded before the storm came in.
Right.
It was lightning bad.
Yeah.
Like, you know it's bad when Mike Norris says, hey guys, I know you're fans and I know we're going to get this race in, but y'all are sitting in metal bleachers and there's lightning off the backstretch. You may want to stand up and watch this.
Yeah.
So if Mike Norris is calling you out and telling you might want to stand up, you might want to stand up.
Man, those 2 guys up there, they're 2 of the best announcers.
Yeah, Mike Norris is awesome.
Yeah.
And I could tell last night. Well, I'll come back to that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Mike Norris is he's an all, and for everybody that gives Ruben shit, a lot of guys don't like Ruben. I like Ruben.
Yeah, I do too.
I like Ruben. I know him and Dustin Jarrett kind of had their beef a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean,
those 2 guys in the booth, though, they're kind of like opposites a little bit about the way they talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, did you hear last night? Because like World of Outlaws is going to do the exact opposite of Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
It don't matter what it is, we're doing the exact opposite.
Right.
So all the Lucas Oil broadcasts, they all make a pick, you know?
Yeah.
So they all pick a driver. Well, Ruben, he wanted to make sure he's doing the exact opposite of James Essex and them. So he's like, we are not picking drivers. And he sends it down to Ashton, and she goes, well, I think the drivers can come from the deep. And he goes, all right, Mike, we're not going to pick drivers, but tell me what you think about the race. He goes, Brandon Shepard's going to win. That's who I'm going with. And he's like, yeah, we're not picking drivers here. He goes, well, Brandon Shepard's going to get it done. That's who I'm going with. Like, he's like, screw you. I'm sticking to my core. I'm picking my guys. But I thought it was so funny because you could tell Ruben was like, God, this asshole. And Mike Norris was like, yep. And I'm sure Norris had like a flow hat on.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, we're picking our guys. But yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah.
But so the Prairie Dirt Classic went off at green flag at 12:30
I think so.
Local time.
Yeah.
Which is 1:30 our time.
Yeah.
I done went to the races and got back home. But so they go off, and I don't know. They take what, hour and a half to run the feature?
Yeah. It went off at 3:58 my time.
Yeah, it took a. Yeah,
that was after I watched the interview with Shirley.
Yeah. But yeah, so I didn't make it to the end.
Yeah.
Watched it back this morning, and I was kind of not upset that I went to sleep because Brian Shirley won over Brandon Shepard and Dennis Herb Jr. All three Illinois Bull Rings rough and tumble racers.
Yep.
Didn't care if the track was choppy. First off, the racetrack did a hell of a job.
Oh yeah.
Because they got about 3 inches of rain on top of the 4 inches of rain they got the night before.
Yeah.
So the racetrack did a phenomenal job of getting the track together and getting it in. The modifieds got shafted in the deal.
Yeah.
And I could tell when they were talking about, we're going to get this in, we hope.
Yeah.
I could tell that, I didn't know at the time, but I was like, they're only going to run half this race. But then they made that announcement, and then Fairbury fans just booze them out the building.
Yeah.
And so then they decided they was going to run 100 laps. When they decided that, I figured, the mods aren't running tonight.
Yeah.
But I could just tell that they were doing stuff on the fly.
Right.
And I could tell Mike Norris was aggravated. And, he's a guy that absolutely loves the sport.
Yeah.
So I could tell he was aggravated, and, it is what it is. But it sucks for the modified guys, especially Shirley took home $88,500 in winner's purse, which is great.
Yeah.
That they pay $500 a lap to lead for the 100-lap feature, and I understand what the show is. This is not me shitting on Fairbury because I love Fairbury.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start off by saying Fairbury does more for the modifieds on a local event, a local race every week than anybody in the country.
Right.
They pay what Touring Series pays to win every week and start every week. So they understand the value of modified racers, and they take care of the modified racers. But with that being said, modified guys, you got to kind of know your spot in the sport.
Yeah.
You are there to help pay the purse.
Right.
That's why you're there. And if it was really about the money, you guys would have been 4 hours up north racing for $125,000 to win.
Right.
Because there was a modified event that you could have raced, 4 hours north for way more money. So don't be bitching about the money.
Yeah.
That's just, does it suck for the modified racers? Yes, it does. If I was there and I was a modified racer, would I be pissed? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
I'm pissed for them. But in the same token, when World Racing Group, and this is going to sound like I'm shitting on the World of Outlaws, and I'm not, but when they're involved, it's their show only.
Yeah.
The same modified guys went to Volusia and got pushed back until after the sprint cars were done, and then got canceled.
Yeah.
Never even made a lap on the track, and the track was good. So, they're about their product. You're not their product.
Right.
You're helping them pay for their product, but you're not their product.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that is what it is. But if you wanted to, you could have went to Oglebay Raceway and raced for $125,000.
Yeah.
Because that's what Kyle Strickler, that's what Rodney Sanders, that's what Jim Chisholm, that's what all those guys did.
Yeah.
They went up the road and raced for $125,000. So, with that being said, modified guys are their own worst enemy. We had 55 cars at Fairbury, invite only. Would have had 100 if they let anybody show up.
Right.
We had 59 mods at the big deal for $125,000 to win.
Yeah.
So you explain this to me, Flash. I have no idea why the modified guy.
Yeah.
We work for a modified series.
Yeah.
And you guys are your own worst enemies.
Yeah.
$125,000. I know Barry's had some issues.
Yeah.
But from what I've understood, he's always got his guys paid.
Yeah.
Everybody's been taken care of. You don't see nobody bad-mouthing him.
Right.
It might be a little bit, but hell, if you're going to go to Fairbury, it's still going to be a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because now you're not racing for a whole nother month.
And you're making 2 trips up there. So.
Yeah. So, but we'll transition into the big deal out of that. Well, actually, first, you got anything about Fairbury? Because like I said, I thought the track did great.
No, they did. I think they did a great job because when it was raining and they were showing it on, on TV there, I was like, there's no way they're getting this in. And it rained for probably 20 minutes. They had it on camera. You could see it raining. And then I kind of fell asleep, woke back up. They had tractors on the track, trying to get worked out. I said, well, I guess they're going to go ahead and try the race.
Yeah, it was so I thought the racetrack did a hell of a job, but it just sucked that it happened the way it did.
Yeah.
Transition to the big deal. $125,000 win at Ogilvie Raceway. Kyle Strickler, the high side tickler, the late model dominator, the new brand new guy to modified racing, took the win. Kyle Strickler. Did you see the crash that he had 2 weeks ago, the USMTS race?
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay. He absolutely destroyed his K Diller race car. Now, he backed it into the wall, knocked the rear clip off of it. I mean, junked his car. They took the car back to K Diller Racing. And K Diller, he's kind of old school like us. He's like, I need a new car. He's like, you don't have time for that. Yeah. You're going to get a new clip. So they put a rear clip on it. And Kyle Strickler just started on the pole and absolutely laid the beat down. Rodney Sanders had a shot, but he broke something and ended up going backwards. But 82 B-mods for $25,000 to win.
Man.
The B-mods had a stout field. And this week's D.O. Handyman and Remodeling Crash of the Week came in B-mod heat race number 4. Look it up on Facebook, XR Events. The number 15 of James Vandella threw a video game style slider. Like when we're playing the World of Outlaw game, Flash.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this to you, coming to the line. But he absolutely destroyed Joey Jensen going in the corner. It almost looked like his throttle stuck.
Yeah.
but it didn't. He's just going to throw a slider because he made a good run. And the worst attempt of a slider that I've seen all year. Yeah. Maybe forever.
Yeah.
But Jensen gets up in the outside retaining wall, hit nasty.
Yeah.
Roof first. Yeah, on the wall. So, hats off to Jensen's car builder because he got out of the car fine.
Yeah.
And honestly, he wasn't nowhere near as mad about it as I would have been.
Yeah.
So this week's Crash of the Week.
Maybe he raced with that guy before.
Yeah, he may have knew him. I don't know. But James there, the old 15 car, he didn't. He did not do himself any favors on social media. They was killing the guy.
Yeah.
So we made our way to Florence, Flash. Me and Tanya made our way to Florence. I know you was with the grandkids. Celebrating birthday parties. How many birthday parties do they get?
Actually, we wasn't birthday party. We just took them up to swim.
Okay. I thought it was another birthday party. I was like, how many birthday parties do they get?
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
It wasn't birthday party this time. We was just trying to get some time in before they go back to school.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right, we'll scratch that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So much for me shitting on the birthday parties. But so we went up to Florence last night, me and Tanya. Weather was toasty.
Yeah.
To say the least. Very toasty. But IMCA Race Saver 305 Sprint Cars, the Ohio Thunder IMCA Race Savers, and the Hoosier Huntley Wing Sprint Car Series had a conjunction event and they draw 23 cars. Absolutely stacked field of 305 sprint cars. You had guys from Michigan, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. I think there was even somebody from England.
Oh, yeah.
Or Great Britain, one of those ponds. He was across the pond.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was like 7 or 8 states and 2 countries represented in the 23 car field.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty stacked field. You had modifieds and sport mods also. Had a demolition derby, Flash.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And this is my kind of demolition derby. You just run what you brung. I mean, we had minivans in there with cars.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It looked like Wreckfest out there. It was had a demolition derby. It's been a long time since I've seen a demolition derby.
Yeah.
And Florence decided, we're only going to put just enough water on everything for it to be fast. The hardest hit demo derby I've seen in a long time. Yeah. It was not muddied up.
Yeah.
It was
usually there's so muddied up they can't go nowhere. So that's...
Oh, yeah. No, the first hit, 2 dudes backed up. I'm talking chiropractor needed first hit.
Yeah.
40-mile-an-hour hits. First 2 hits. But yeah, it had a really good crowd for as hot as it was.
Yeah.
Another Dollar Days event. Florida Speedway does a great job at promoting events because, they know Indiana Sprint Week's going on.
Yeah.
They know the Prairie Dirt Classic's going on. So their sprint car fans that they normally would draw, from Lawrenceburg and area, they're all following the Indiana Sprint Week.
Right.
All the late model fans are in Fairbury. So what do? They have $15 general admission, dollar items at the concession stand, and then they had $1,000 to win 305 wing sprint cars, $1,000 to win mods. So they did a great job and had a really good crowd.
Yeah.
For a hot night.
Yeah.
In the 305 wing sprint car race, Dylan Baldwin took the win. threw a haymaker on lap 1. He started on the outside pole, and the top was going to be top dominant. Well, he kind of shoved to going in turns 1 and 2. So he thought, well, I guess I had to make it up going in turn 3.
Yeah.
Drove to the inside, all the way up to the wall, took the lead. Absolute just pounding the cushion. Him and John Prather Jr. and Jacob Stickle, those 3 guys were just running the cushion, just ripping it. And from 6th on back, Cole Parker and Ashton Torgerson, there was a bunch of people there from 6th on back that were just throwing haymakers on each other. The track was slick all the way to the top, and they watered the top right before the feature. Excellent sprint car race. I wish it would have stayed. There was a couple cautions that came out that probably could have took a really good race that, stopped it from being a really great race.
Right.
The timely cautions came out as soon as they got in lap traffic. But overall, it was a good feature. And then Dylan Baldwin, he doubled down this weekend. He picked up the feature win Friday night at Moeller, too.
Oh, yeah.
And he won Friday night at Moeller from, 19th.
Yeah.
Or 17th, whatever. It's from the tail. So overall, it was a really good sprint car race. The modifieds, they didn't have many cars. So they had 10 mods, but 3 of them that they had were really good.
Oh, yeah.
And Colin Green, Matt Hamilton, and Nick Schnell absolutely went after it in the modified feature. Nick Schnell did not make any fans, people sitting around me, i.e. my wife.
Yeah.
She became a real big Matt Hamilton fan because but when Hamilton gave his interview after the race when he won, Hamilton, he wasn't tore up about it. He was like, man, it just happens.
Yeah.
But overall, good modified race. But the race of the night came in the sport mods when Andrew Corbin, Carson Freeman, and TJ Dalton was battling. And Freeman, he had about 7-8 car length lead. And as they came to 2 to go, he got in lap traffic and he tried to run the middle, which you either had to run the bottom or the top.
Yeah.
Couldn't run the middle. And Freeman found out very, very quick that you couldn't run the middle.
Yeah.
Corbin got up to his back bumper, and coming off turns 3 and 4, Corbin got underneath him. Freeman, he missed his mark. Corbin got underneath him and beat him at the line by a nose. But overall, it was a really good night. And got home at a decent hour. I think we was home by 12-ish. So
yeah.
it wasn't terrible.
Wasn't too bad, yeah.
Wasn't too bad at all. So besides that, we're going to give some top performer shout-outs real quick, and then we'll get off here and listen to this week's deep dive. But top performer shout-out, Devin Gilpin at Brownstown Speedway went from 21st to 1st in the late model feature at Brownstown last night for the Grand Champion Fair Race. So shout-out to Devin Gilpin for that. Jeff Watson, former guest of ours, won the modified and the crate late model feature at Rockcastle last night. Yeah. And Rockcastle had 26, 27 modifieds, good modified field. But Jay Watt doubled down last night. And my nephew, Caden Puckett, doubled down Friday night at the Sportsdrome, won the Crown Vic, what they call it, Junior Crown Vics or Crown Vic Juniors?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, won the
Future Stars, right?
Future Stars, yeah. Crown Vic Future Star race and the go-kart race. So now we got to have him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because he told me, he said, Uncle Bobby, I need to come on the podcast. And I hit him with all you got to do is win a race and I'll get you on.
Yep.
Well, that was last week. Guess what he did this week? He won a race. Yeah. So he won 2 of them just to make sure. So
I got it. I was going to tell you, I got a couple family members that did pretty good this weekend, too. JT Huffman, which is kind of married into the family now. He won the pure stock race at Brownstown. He's been chasing all year finally.
Yeah,
got the monkey off his back. And then my nephew, Brad Kemp, he ended up running 10th. He's just finally getting back in a race car. And they had 35 cars for that, too, so that's actually pretty good to just make the race up at Brownstown in the pure stocks because it's pretty competitive now. And then my cousin Katie Shelton run 5th in the buses at the Drome the other night, so that's pretty cool.
Massive crowd. Did you see the pictures of the crowd?
I didn't see it, no.
Massive crowd at the Drome, too.
Oh, yeah, they always do when the buses are there.
But yeah, that's what went on this week, and we're going to get off here and listen to this week's deep dive, and we'll come back with upcoming events and the racetrack spotlight. But for now, check out this week's deep dive. It's time for the Trading Sliders Deep Dives presented by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. On this week's Trading Sliders Deep Dive, we have the old Ohioan. Is that even a word? Ohioan?
Yeah,
now from Indianapolis, Indiana, Trey Osborne. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
We're doing good. Thanks for coming on. We always give Inside Baseball, and Inside Baseball tonight is we've done everything but the interview.
Yeah.
So I helped Trey do some tires. So if he's illegal this week, it's me. It's not him. He didn't do anything wrong. His lovely girlfriend made sure we had dinner and everything. So everything was good here. But thanks for coming on. We really appreciate you taking time out of your day, and I know we've been kind of working on this for a while, but between my race schedule, your race schedule, Flash's race schedule, our schedules just didn't work. So
we're here now, though.
We are here now in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. Before I get started, we always start with a tough question, but my wife absolutely loves you, and has nothing to do with your driving ability. It's your picture on my race pass.
Oh, okay, yeah, the giraffe. yeah.
So we're going to Bloomington one night, and I said, babe, will you look over so many cars they got? We're on our way. And Susie, she goes, what in the hell is this?
Yeah.
So you became her favorite driver just because of your draft picture.
Yeah.
What's the story behind the draft picture?
Okay, so Max Adams has one that's a donk, that's probably 30 feet up in the air, and that was always hilarious to all of us. And then, I don't know, I just got the idea one day of I've got to try to outdo him, so I made mine a giraffe, and I don't know if I outdid him. His is still probably funnier, but mine's, I don't know, mine probably gives a couple people a laugh, and, if it gets me a fan or two, that's cool too.
Wait, so you gained a fan because she was like, have you seen his picture? And I was like, well, he's kind of goofy looking. He's tall. Yeah. She's like, no, look. And I was like, well, I can see the resemblance. Flash, we were talking to probably the hardest working, most underappreciated sprint car driver in the country.
Yeah.
He moves to Indiana at the age of 16, am I right?
I don't know. I mean, I've done it a couple times. I think the first time was 16,
Yeah.
So you moved to Indiana. We call it the Jeff Gordon effect. Or as you're younger, so the Tony Stewart. But Tony Stewart didn't move here. He was just born here. But everybody's going to come to Indiana and make it in the racing world. How hard is it? Because the budget that you're on, a lot of guys just see sprint cars and think, sprint cars, 20, 21 years old, some rich kid. You want to tell them the hell it is, or you want me to say that's not the facts?
I don't know. I've probably pulled out $30,000 in personal loans to do this, and I don't know. I still owe them about half of them, but it's tricky. But at the end of the day, if it lets me do what I love to do, it's, well, what else am I going to do? I mean, I was pretty depressed in Ohio. I didn't want to do anything else, and I'm like, man, all I want to do is race cars. I want money to do it. So it's like, okay, what am I going to do? Just sit here and be sad and think about doing bad things myself, or am I just going to, I mean, yeah, it's a bad idea for my future, but at least I'm going to have a future.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're going to have fun doing it. That's the main thing.
Exactly.
Well, where you say, okay, it's a bad idea for my future, I say it a little different. Being a little older, I'm looking at you and I'm saying, man, this guy's betting on himself, all in at the table. Now, see, I've been all in and lost everything at the casino. So I know when it sucks. And when it sucks, it sucks. I get it. But you're betting on yourself and you're like, we're going to make this happen, and I'm going for it. And that says a lot about who you are as a person.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, a lot of it was I was working for Saban Byman, and I was going racing with him as a crew guy every weekend. I was like, holy, I really think I can win these races or run as good as he is. But I didn't have the way to really get in it, and I kept trying to get rides, or but no one wants to hire you for a sprint car ride if you haven't ran one before, right? So I just kind of had to do it, and sell midget stuff and go sprint car racing, and then he actually is about a half mile from here. His name is Osborne. We have the same last name, but we're not related at all.
That you know of.
No, well, and we can't even do a DNA test because he's adopted. But we wanted to do that. So anyways, but he gave me a place to stay. I ran the sprint car for 8 races the first year, and then he just called me and asked me, hey, what are you going to do next year? And
you're like, shit, we're working on this year.
I was like, well, I guess stay in Ohio and race in Indiana as much as I can with the non-wing car. He's like, well, if you give me $700 a month in rent, you can come use my shop, everything, I'll get you a job. And he did all of that. And it was awesome too, because that same day that we had that call, I got fired from my job working on cars, or quit. I mean, it was kind of a mutual fight.
I'm quitting. You're not. I'm firing you. Well, whatever then.
Pretty much. And so then I moved out here, and it's been going pretty good. I mean, other than a couple of mishaps, but overall I think it's been pretty positive. So.
Well, Flash, I'm gonna explain something to you. He raced we race stock cars.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the fortunate luck of running the baddest race cars on the planet. And thank God for ours, because you would be talking to us.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, but he races like we race.
Yeah.
All right, I need a car. Okay, I'll just figure it out. Damn, my engine's messed up. Okay, I'll just build it.
Yeah.
I need tires. Well, my buddy's throwing some away. That's the same shit we did.
Yeah.
So we respect the hustle, because that is tough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like doing it this way because realistically, it's not good for results, and I don't like being known as the guy that does it the cheapest way. But it's either that or I don't race, you know. And I mean, it's just what it is. And you know, I hope at one point I can have unlimited resources and people around me to where I can, you know, I do have great people around me now. Don't get me wrong, but you know, have everything where I can just all I have to do is worry about winning.
And not worry about how you're going to get there, when you get there, how you're going to get home if you don't run good.
Yeah. I mean,
we've been there.
Yeah.
There have been nights, especially the first year, when Ashton and I were going racing, like, it was bad. I mean, if I remember it rained out one night at Paragon, and we literally pulled change out of the cup holder to get back to her house so that we could, you know, then ask her mom for gas money for me to be able to drive back home. I mean, it was really bad the first year. It's not that bad now.
She's like, "Are you sure this guy's okay?"
Yeah, I don't know if he's good. I really don't.
No, but Ashton's awesome because she has her own 305 now, and no, she was a great help for the first couple of years for her and I to, you know, run around and try to win races. I mean, you know, the second year we had some success, but that first year, man, it was pretty bad.
Well, you say bad, we say build character.
Yeah.
Either or. I mean, see, I get where you're kind of an even keel. If it happens, good. If it don't, that's fine. But you kind of put yourself down a little bit. Don't say it wasn't bad. It was character building.
Yeah.
Going forward, you know you're going to be badass now because of that. And then you talk to your kids about it. You're like, listen, you know, I didn't always have this mansion. Okay, I was you know, bumming change to get home.
Yeah.
So you know, you always got to have a story. But one of the coolest things, well, there's two cool things. We're kind of talking off air, but one of the coolest things, man, you got to do something at a very young age that people that's been doing this for a lifetime never get to do. You got to race with Mel Kenyon and Don. I mean, how in the world does that even happen? First off, and second off, I mean, you're racing like, I know you understand because you're around them, but you're still a young kid. I mean, in our eyes, that was Mr. Speedrome. That was Mr. Raceway Park. I mean, he was, as the kids say now, I'm old, he was the shit back then. Okay, like, how does that even happen?
So I was 12, and what was it? I think when I was 11, I was running a quarter midget indoors, and I was kind of too big for a quarter midget. It's too tall.
Shit.
Yeah, consistent.
I forgot to mention, he's damn near 7 foot.
Yeah.
So that's something I left out.
But I had I had to lean way out the left side, and I had a car coming in and hit me in the side and puncture my kidney and my spleen and break my left arm. So that was the end of the quarter midgets. And it was the start of the season where I would have been 12. And I don't know, it was kind of still the winter, and we went over, and we just had a trip that Don Hayward, just someone local to Columbus who was big in the racing world, had set up for us to just meet Mel and Don Kenyon, me and my dad, and me, Mel, and Don just really got along immediately, and I think at the time it was like $600 or $500 to rent a midget for a night, which, I mean, realistically, to just show up and drive, that's a really good deal.
Yeah, I would go midget racing right now if that was an option.
It's not that anymore for it, unfortunately, but that was huge because that was something that was very attainable for a 10 to 20 race season. To get me into big cars, but then also, run for Mel and Don Kenyon, because at the time I was huge into the Thursday Night Thunder videos that people were starting to post on YouTube. And
Whoa!
No, we watched those.
I watched that shit live.
Yeah.
You're talking about posting on YouTube, man. Hold on,
man, he's like kindergarten or something.
Yeah, he's making me feel old. I mean, I'm fat and I'm bald. I don't have nowhere near as good as hair as him.
Yeah.
And now he just called me old.
Yeah.
Like, we drive to Indianapolis to get shit talked by a giraffe. Really?
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
So you watch. So you use a YouTube kid. So.
Yeah, with old racing, I'm huge on that even still. You know, I mean, I don't have a lot of time, but yeah, like we got a TV out in the shop, and that's always Thursday Night Thunder, or just old sprint car races from who knows where on. And I mean, I think that stuff's awesome because for one, I don't know who's going to win. In a lot of cases, I don't even know who's racing, and if I do, it's like, holy crap, that guy's racing. That's awesome. You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, no, it's a lot of fun watching old races because you really don't know what's going to happen. Because I don't even pay attention to the year, and I don't know who half the people are, and it's it's kind of the same thing where I enjoy watching late model racing now because I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
And it's
okay.
Yeah,
You know the best part about watching old sprint car races and old midget races? Those cars are almost the same as they was. You know, there's not much difference in them now than what there used to be.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing about those cars.
Depends on how old a midget racing you watch.
Well, yeah, I
Because
mean-
Bill Kenyon raced midgets with no cages.
Yeah, but
well, he'll tell you he's the first one to put a cage on one.
Yeah, and they called him chicken shit for it.
And-
Like they wouldn't even let him race.
He says all the time that we're the ones that made midgets ugly and all kinds of stuff. But I mean and honestly, the Kenyon cars are really just a '90s midget.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they've got that Yamaha, but
Yeah.
we had 4 shocks that were valved the exact same. If we bent a shock shaft, Mel would put it in the vise. Pull the rod end off it, non-adjustable obviously, and he'd bend the shaft back straight, and it'd have like a tight spot, and he's like, "Oh no, it's fine." I mean, but that was awesome, and it's like it's kind of taught me to be really resourceful with this stuff. Now I also had to learn that maybe I can't do that with shocks now because shocks are so critical, obviously, but
we could have been brothers.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm gonna tell you a secret. You got a telephone pole around here?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, you pull that shock out, right? And you hold it by the. I'm dead serious, man. You hold the shock by the base, and then bring the shaft out and hit it on that pole and get it where you want it. It'll go in and out because wood will not scratch the shaft.
Okay.
So it still goes in and out. See, I was old school. I fixed everything. Like if somebody threw it over in the corner, I'm like, shit, yeah. Like it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have new shocks next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it kind of sucks having to be resourceful like that, but if it keeps you racing, it's just what you got to do. And I'm not scared to like straighten torsion arms and stuff like that. I've had to get better at torsion bars. We can't reuse torsion bars after we crash. I've done that too many times, and it just goes so bad. So really this year I've tried to focus a lot more on shocks and torsion bars, and that's helped just so much with us being at least more consistent. The motor thing is still a little bit of a issue that I need to get solved, but that costs a little more. Torsion bars, it really doesn't cost that much more to put good torsion bars, put good shocks on it every night.
One thing I want to ask you, there I go again, Flash.
Yeah.
I gotta cut that out. My wife says, why you ask them? They know you're asking them questions, so don't tell them that. See, dude, once you get married, it's critical. Like you think you're your worst critic? Hell no. Just screw up once, she'll tell you.
Yeah.
All right? So, actually, I might just leave that in because I just gave life advice to the draft.
Yeah.
So, but when you're pulling into a racetrack, and all these tracks are fairly new to you, and when you pull in for the first time, because this is you and your girlfriend, girlfriend, right? Not fiance? Okay, I don't want to misquote you, get you in trouble.
Yeah, no, we're all good.
Okay, all right. So when you guys pull in, it's just you two.
Yep.
There's no crew. So how do you go about your night where you're like, does she watch the track? Do you work on the car? Like, how is it? Is it a lot of give and take, or is it just unorganized chaos until you leave?
I'd like to say we have a plan, but a lot of times it's unorganized chaos. I mean, I don't like that, but we always try to get there first because then we can get the best parking spot. Because I try to look at the track because I'm trying to teach her about the track, but it's she has a mechanical background. We met at Caterpillar working on heavy equipment, so she can work on stuff, but she never has really been around racing. She liked Formula One, but
we're not running Formula One.
No, we can't deal with that anymore. So, yeah, she's still learning, but yeah, we're learning about the track stuff to where hopefully, yeah, she can maybe make setup adjustments and stuff. But yeah, right now it's, I've got to watch the track. Yeah, I can tell her what to do, but she's also pretty small, right? She can't break the rear wheels loose on the sprint car. She can on the midget, but the sprint car, I mean, and I crank him because that's
just got to get a bigger bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she's tall enough to reach up to it.
Well, I'm saying his bar's 37 foot tall with his wingspan.
Yeah.
I mean, his bar's bigger than everybody else's already.
Yeah.
But no, she's great help, and I mean, we try to stay organized, and we've tried to get better this year, at having plans, and everyone kind of having a job, even though it was two of us. I mean, at the beginning of the year, we had some extra people, but it wasn't working out. So we're back to just her and I really do need help. And I'll say this: if there's any like 16 to 20-some-year-old that just wants a free place to live and wants to go racing on the weekends, I can't pay you much for it other than that, but I can also give you a job working on hydraulic stuff. But yeah, we need help bad, and we need good help. But
and you don't even got to know what's going on. He'll teach you everything.
Yeah.
He's not asking for a crew chief. He's asking for hands.
I'm asking for a friend, someone that could be fun to be around, and that's willing to, just have fun and learn as we go. So
do racing stuff.
Yeah,
pretty much. I mean,
do the cool shit.
Yeah.
Hey, if this was, obviously, if this was 35 years ago, we wouldn't be talking.
Yeah.
But that's right up my alley. I mean, we would have had. See, my simulator, because we didn't get to talk about this when you get your simulator over. Mine's an actual midget chassis replica. I built it just like a midget chassis. I've even got aluminum on the side with the little hole right next to you. So we'd be right next to each other. Well, not playing iRacing because I'd rather play PlayStation, but still, we'd still be sitting next to each other trading sliders, i.e. the podcast.
Yeah.
I know you're not a big slider guy. Okay, well, you prefer to rip the top and then turn down. You don't want to go in on the bottom and go to the top, right?
I mean, I just think that there's other ways to pass people in some situations. Especially doing way more pavement racing than dirt. I mean, before I bought the sprint car, I probably only ran 10 to 15 dirt races. I was a pavement midget guy.
Hold on, okay, let me guess. Logan Sport?
Yeah,
Logan Sport was one?
Yeah, I won the championship in 2018. So that's the best I can,
Okay, so, you ran Logan Sport then, and then maybe Paragon once?
No.
You guys didn't run Paragon?
Yeah, we ran,
No?
All we ran was US 24. We went to Lima Land once. We went to Gas City once, and we went to Montpelier once. I mean, it was mostly just US 24, which honestly gave me a lot of great experience because that place, it would normally build a curve when the midgets were there, and you could run the top and the bottom. But yeah, I mean, I never thrown a slide job until I got the sprint car, and I'm still learning that. But it's, just growing up with more pavement experience. To me, sometimes it's better to just go to the bottom if a guy's on the top, or go to the top if a guy's on the bottom, and try to pass them maybe a different way, because throwing the sliders, you can, especially if your car is struggling with forward drive, like how I do a lot of nights, you lose so much momentum and you can't get it back.
Well, and it's a guy, that sounds like a guy that works on his own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to send it off in there tonight just because
I'm racing tomorrow night.
I'm racing tomorrow night.
I mean, we tore up last weekend on Friday, and we were up till 3 a.m. to get ready for Saturday, and then we woke up at I think 8 or 9 on Saturday morning. Luckily it rained out because I was wore out, before we even get there, which is what we try to not have happen. But it's a part of it, especially when we're points racing, because there's the ticket to Tulsa deal, and we were leading it after last week, and I doubt we are, but we're still right there, and hopefully we can win that, because that's for a Chili Bowl ride.
That's the same. Cool. How big of a deal is it for you to go to the Chili Bowl?
It would be pretty awesome. I mean, I got to do it 2 years ago with Cruz Pedregon, and that was pretty cool. But it's a tricky deal because I don't really fit in a dirt midget, especially if I don't get time to really get myself situated in it. Just because I can steer it, and I got cage clearance, but I can't use my left foot with the brake pedal, and that's pretty...
Well, if you're going to the Chili Bowl, you don't need that. They just gas it up and run over the guy in front of them. You're good.
I tried that. I mean, we won the heat, then it was slick and technical in the qualifier, and I drove that thing straight backwards. And then we
I put that son of a bitch straight to the tail.
Oh, yeah. And then, but we won the B main, and so we made the A main on the prelim night. I think we ended up on the D main Saturday. So I mean, we were okay, but whenever it was technical, I couldn't get on the brake pedal and really roll, or get in on the top good. So
you put a handbrake in.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, maybe. It's tricky, and then also I'm 2 inches shorter than what I was when I ran Midget last. So
well, we're about to talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm about to ask that because, but first off, on the chili boat, I know some people, chili boat's not worth the money. Other people, like me, I absolutely love the chili boat.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
That's something everybody needs to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know this is going to sound bad, especially because it's like the Kings Royal week. But you tell me we're going to go to Kings Royal or we're going to go to the Four Crown Nationals. I'm saying you guys go deal with that crowd. I'll deal with the chili boat crowd. Like I'm going like that's just me. I'm just because the racing itself is second to none. And it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity where you said you got to go with Cruz Pentagon, and then you can hang out with Centennial Ferrucci. I mean, everybody from every forms of racing is there in one building for the same reason because they love the sport. I love the chili boat.
Exactly, and that's my thought with it is everyone's there. I mean, getting to drive for Cruz Pentagon, that's kind of a week experience. So. That's not normally what he does, right? And that's everyone comes together, everyone kind of has a midget or is there as a fan, and I mean everyone's eyes are on it. Everyone that's really a big race fan, just because there's nothing else going on. That's part of what makes it so cool.
Now we're going to go to the kind of somber point. You said you're 2 inches shorter. We had a crash. Wait, what you gonna laugh about it for?
Well, that's over now, so it's fair to laugh about.
So we had a crash at Ocala Speedway, but I don't even want to talk about that one first because you kind of touched on the 1 1/4 midget where you punctured your lung and everything.
Yeah.
But
I've got pretty lucky where I've only got hurt bad twice, and there's never been anything other than that. Concussions, but that's we're running on wing sprint cars.
That's just comes with the territory. Yeah. So at Ocala, you left the racetrack in turns 3 or 4. That if anybody's been at Ocala or Bubba or whatever they call it now, whatever the name is. Fun fact: I ran Ocala on pavement and dirt.
I heard it was pavement at one point. It'd probably be a good pavement track. That place is tricky with dirt. I haven't been able to get around there good yet.
Yeah, well, I didn't get around in there good at dirt at all.
Oh, well.
The pavement I was doing pretty good till the car, till it wasn't. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. we had a car issue. And I'm not a pavement. I grew up on pavement, but I'm not a pavement guy. That's a whole other story. But you have a crash at Ocala, you exit the racetrack, hard hit on the frame. Walk us through the steps because I know it was a long road to recovery, but the injury itself and the intuition that you talked about before the race, because a lot of people don't believe in this, but you said you had a little bit of an intuition.
Yeah, so we put the seat in this car maybe the same day or the day before, and this was the backup car because we were out of nights on the primary car's motor, but I was rushed a little bit, and this car didn't have the same seat bar mounting location, so we just kind of threw it in, and I was sitting way lower, and I could feel the torque tube actually hitting the seat while we were going around the track, qualifying and everything. I mean, it was a bad idea, and, but yeah, I didn't have an insert, didn't have anything, and I was tightening myself in for the feature. I was like, man, I'm kind of cranking myself down in here. If I go for a ride, that torque tube's really gonna hit me pretty good. I'm probably gonna break my back, and yeah, I mean, I don't know what lap it was, but yeah. Cleaned my back out pretty good. So I broke 4 vertebrae, or well, I guess injured 4. I knocked the top off 1, compression fractured 2, and then broke 1 just clean in half.
So how was, I wish we had video of this because I'm trying to be serious and he's smiling at me. So how hard was the road to recovery? And is it something that you still deal with now? Because that was like a year and a half ago? Yeah, so how hard is the recovery? Because I know you've taken some rides since then. Is it something where you're just like, oh, damn, or is it, okay, I took that ride, I'm good, can I go forwards?
It hurt. I mean, I never had been in pain like that. I refused to get in the ambulance and all that because I know what that costs, and I didn't have health insurance. It wasn't an option. But it got to the point where I was like, holy, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So I finally went to the hospital. He's like, yeah, you should have came a while ago. That was, this was a bad idea. And, he showed it to me and everything. And he tried to make me take a pain pill. And he told me he wouldn't leave if I didn't take a pain pill. So I finally took the pain pill. But then I got back to Indy, saw the IndyCar medical doctor for it. And it was like every time I'd go in, I'd be there for 10 minutes. And he'd basically just tell me, keep doing what you're doing, and it cost me $2,500 for like a 10-minute visit. I mean, it was killing me. And I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what had happened early to mid of February, and then I think it was late March, early April, the No Way Out 40, I was back in the sprint car. So, I mean, I never...
Any discomfort, any pain? Or?
It hurt bad last year, like really bad, going around, but this year it's been way better. I've probably got bone fragments going around.
Well, they're just floating around a little bit.
Well, I mean, they said I knocked the top off the one, and we never went in and got that out, which is part of why I had issues. They didn't really seem to see that as a problem, and every once in a while...
That's the part you're like, this is the problem.
Every once in a while, I'll like jerk my neck to the right, and I don't know why that happens, but I'm assuming it's probably got something to do with that. But it never has happened in the race car. I don't know. I mean, it just is what it is. First lap, first corner back, I built a brand new race car because I wasn't running, that kind of stuff anymore. And I put it like 20 feet up in the air and slammed down on the rear tires, and it was okay. But I was like, wow, all right, my back's, I guess, okay.
I guess I'm good at it.
I mean, that was good because honestly, I really needed that. So yeah, going up in the air like that first lap, first corner was probably good because it gave me the confidence that, okay, I guess this thing is healed up. And
see, Flash, you can tell he's 25, 30 years younger than us.
Yeah.
I needed to go up 10 feet in the air and crash. I'm thinking, man, I hope I don't miss this step out of here. I'm going to tear my ACL. You got to carry me to the car. I'm going to drive my fat ass back to Louisville with all this pain. He's like, nah, that was good, man. I was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a part of this. This is what I want to do. So it's, I don't know what else I do other than this. I mean, sit at home and be sad that I'm not doing it was pretty much all I was doing, and now I'm getting to do it, and this is just a part of it. So
people say racing's not a sport.
Yes.
It's not athletic.
Yeah.
Bull crap.
That's well, here's one thing that a lot of people don't realize. When you move to Indiana, the competition, especially in non-wing sprint car racing, there's some competition on the far West Coast because we get West Coast drivers that do the same thing you do. They're moving to Indiana and compete with the best. So because right now Northern California is the hotbed for creating race car drivers,
yes.
Wing or non-wing, it doesn't. But when everybody collects right here in Indianapolis, how tough is it when you roll it in? We're not going to say limited budget, shoestring budget. Just when you roll in, you're like, okay, this is who I got to beat tonight. This is tough. Like, how tough is that? Because a lot of people out there in the country don't realize that because, there's sprint car racing in Pennsylvania. There's sprint car racing down south. But it's just different because we're on all bull rings and it's all driver, less car.
Yeah, some people don't, I don't feel like we get enough credit necessarily in Indiana for how hard it is to run just even the local non-wing stuff here because everyone's got 2 or 3 motors. Everyone's got 2 or 3 cars now that's consistently running up front with the local stuff. And I mean, it's hard because when I first came over here, last year was kind of an eye-opener. I was like, yeah, I'm way off. And this year we're doing catch-up and we still need more help with motor stuff. But overall, we've got way better. I mean, it means a lot because it's hard because there's also everyone's got multiple crew people. I mean, it really is. It's difficult, and like Todd Hobson, he's my buddy, but we're in it for the ticket to Tulsa points together. But I mean, he's got a lot. I think they've got 4 or 5 cars sitting in the shop, and then his car runners, they build motors for Top Fuel cars, so they've kind of got their motor thing figured out. And it's hard to run against them, but it's awesome to say that I can because, we're doing a lot with what we have, and, I'm just hoping that at some point I get a really good shot to either in my own stuff or someone else's stuff to, really try and see what we can do. But.
Well, I'm glad you said that because a lot of guys, it's That's one thing about non-wing sprint car racing. You either got a guy that, okay, I'm a helmet bag carrier, I'll jump in any car, or you got the opposite. No, this is my shit, and I'm doing it my way. So you're okay with other people's equipment. I mean, you're okay being hired for drive.
Yeah, but the issue with that is I don't fit in GRCs, and I'm going to say 99.5% of non-wing sprint cars are DRCs. The issue is that the motor is higher in them, and it doesn't matter if it's a tall cage or what, I can't get torque tube clearance. And it's just like the torque tube, it's not even a safety thing for me because I don't care. It's
just a physical thing.
The torque tube literally is hitting the seat while I'm rolling around the racetrack, and you can't be fast like that. I mean, it's just impossible. So yeah, I mean, and I can't tell some guy, hey, I want to drive your stuff, but you got to buy XXX because it doesn't really sound like you're that open to
to try new things.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, that's a tricky part about it, but yeah, I'd like to drive for someone else.
So basically, what you're saying is you want to drive your stuff because of the safety issue, but if anybody wants to sponsor Trey Osborne and Engine, you will take it in a heartbeat and go down the road. Sticker up the car, do whatever we want, make social media posts, anything and everything that will help, right?
Yeah, so here's the thing, and even Dwayne, the Industrial Hydraulics, who's been helping me massively for the last 2 years, here's what he told me is tell everyone what your deal is, what it is if you buy the motor that's in the car, I don't care if you spend 10 grand, I don't care if you spend 70 grand, as long as that motor's in the car, you can have whatever you want on the side of the car, I don't care what it is. And it'll stay on there as long as the motor's in the car, and I'll just have different bodies for whoever's motor's in it, and that's really kind of where I'd like to get at, because I can cover all the operating expenses and really be competitive with and figure out money to pay for the cars, but the motors are really what's killing me right now. They're pricey, and the one that I've got that's really good, and it's the only one that I really own, is I paid 11 grand for it 3 or 4 years ago, and I pulled out a loan to buy it.
Because you're betting on yourself, we're going to be positive about this.
Yeah. Well, and it was built in 1996 as a World of Outlaws Mopar, and it's by Stanton, and it's wore out.
Yeah.
I blew it up last year, and we dented the cylinder wall in it, and now it blows oil out, and I'm sure everyone's seen it on Flow. I'm making sure there's no bugs.
You're helping with mosquitoes. Yeah, Flow should sponsor you for keeping mosquitoes down.
Yeah.
So I mean, you always got to be positive, man.
Yeah.
You can't no negative here.
No, the fans should be doing something about it too, because there's definitely no mosquitoes at Kokomo for another couple of years after that heat race I had during maybe it was Midget Week or
it was Midget Week.
Yeah, that was kind of scary. But I was looking at the oil pressure gauge, and I'm like, I'm sure this thing just blew out another gasket, because it's got so much crankcase pressure, and I will get it fixed this next rebuild the correct way. But it's
until then we got to make do though.
Yeah, and I made it to where now it's just dumping all the crankcase pressure. There's not filters for it to clog anymore, so it's just dumping straight in the oil tank. So we haven't blown out gaskets for a couple of weeks, but hopefully we can keep it that way.
One thing that I really appreciate about you, first off, you do it all. Yeah, like that's it. And you're 20 years old. 20, 21?
22.
22, okay. Yeah. 22 years old. So you're young enough that you really shouldn't have to do it all, because you shouldn't know how to do it all. So I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But one thing that I really respect about you is you don't beat around the bush when it comes to, the way the night went. I mean, you log on to your Twitter or your Facebook and just, we sucked.
Yeah,
I blew the oil gas. I blew the pan gasket. Spark plug fell off. I sucked. See you guys tomorrow. Like, there's no. And if you guys can do anything, buy a T-shirt, help him out, Venmo him, Cash App him, because his social media presence alone is funny. It's like, okay, I had a bad night, on to the next. Where does that come from?
Social media thing is, growing up, you read all like the NASCAR drivers posts, or even the big sprint car guys, and it's like, okay, we started here, we ran here in the heat, we started here, we ran here in the future. It's like, yeah, you know what they did, but you don't really know what did it take to get there, right? Because there's attrition, even if you have maybe not if you have a perfect night, right? But there's always something small that goes on, and I just found that if I just say what really happened, that fans seem to enjoy that, you know, and it kind of gives them an insight as to what actually is going into it. Because yeah, a lot of guys like, you know, all you see is, yeah, we qualified here, we heat raced here, we ran the feature here, you know, thanks to my sponsors, which, you know, that's great, and it's always positive that way, right? So it looks better from like a PR thing, and a lot of, you know, one of my sponsors is pretty big on, he kind of like me to that. I'm like, man, a lot of my guys that, you know, support me as far as fans really are, you know, maybe mechanics or blue collar guys where maybe they even relate to what they do, you know, what I'm doing in their daily work or something, you know, where it's, yeah, I don't know, I just, I feel like it's easier to just say what really happened than to try to sugarcoat it because I'm bad at lying. I don't know. I mean, I've tried to do it, but I always end up going back to, yeah, if we sucked, we sucked. If I'd
have done this, if I'd have done that, you know, anybody can say that. But,
I mean, but I'm going to say what happened, I mean,
so what you're saying is next time you go to Eldora on a Tuesday night for Ohio Sprint Speed Week and you start 4th and you drive it back to 18th, as you would say, you're not going to say I sucked. You're going to say, I went in the corner, the track had character, the car got upset. With me being taller, my left foot was on the brake a little bit more. So you got to put it off on somebody else. And then thanks to all my sponsors. Thanks for Tony Stewart for giving us a place to race because you were my hero. I absolutely love you. On to the next time. I sucked sounds way better to me.
Yeah, it's like you gotta just say kind of what happened. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes, some nights you suck, and then some nights it's like, you know, Todd and I had that great race for the win where we drove through the field, and I kind of hyped myself up over that. You know, I posted the onboard for it, and it, you know, kind of tried to make it look cool because I thought it was cool, and if people think it's cocky or something, I didn't think it was, but, you know, I mean, it's, I'm just showing exactly what happened, exactly what I think of it, and if people like it, I hope they do, and if not, you know, I mean, it's just, I'm saying what I think, and I think that's, you know, more valuable than just, you know, trying to be correct, I guess. I don't know what to
If people think you're cocky, they don't know you.
Yeah, we're the most unpolitical correct people there are anyway, so you're on the right show.
You're good. Yeah, don't beat around the bush. We're the most unprofessional professionals you'll ever meet.
I don't even know what that means. Awesome.
That's what I'm saying. That's the way we roll. I say we're from the hood. Well, Kurt's kind of in the hood. He's kind of in the hood.
Hey, you know, I was going to tell you this other day. This is completely off subject, but
we do that a lot too.
Yeah. So, what was the neighborhood you grew up in?
Edgewood.
Okay. The one I grew up in, I just found out the other day, they just put street signs up with the name of the neighborhood, and it's Rosewood.
Rosewood, okay, yeah. So if you grow up in the wood, it's hood.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
See, you're from that real fancy place up in Ohio. Like where I grew up, they bulldoze over the neighborhood. They don't tear down good neighborhoods, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I grew up in a pretty good neighborhood, but my first real job as a mechanic, I ended up using a pry bar to get a loaded Glock out of a headliner of this dude's car. My first mechanic job, I wasn't 18 yet, so, you know, no, like, serious shop would hire you. So that place was in the hood, and that was an eye-opener for me, because I'd never really been around that.
He's like, bro, I need to go rob his bank and get my shit out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know how much I should really say about this, but we definitely knew he was doing stuff he shouldn't. And he got pulled over by the police, rammed his Glock in there, and he told me it wasn't loaded. He promised that to me, and no, it was. And, I mean, I had a pry bar in his Audi trying to get this thing out of the sunroof. I mean, it worked, as in, you know, he didn't get charged with it from the police, but I mean, I didn't get paid enough to do that.
I don't know about this, man.
It wasn't even $20 an hour I got paid. There was $100 a day, and it didn't matter if I worked 6 hours or 14 some days. I mean, it was.
Yeah. Well, see, no, that's where you screwed up. I would have worked 4 hours. $100 a day, bro. Appreciate it. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that's not how you want me to do it. What was his name? John. Yeah. Well, and it was awesome too because it was he owned a towing business, he owned an auto repair place, and a used car like buy here, pay here lot.
Oh yeah, John's a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. John's my people's. Yeah. Now you're talking my language.
Yeah. And I went to the mechanic for all of it. I mean, it was awesome.
We're gonna sell you a car, and then we're gonna charge you to come pick it up.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was awesome. We had some sketchy situations, but that's by far the most fun job I've ever had. I'd like to have that again now if it paid a little better, but I don't think he's still hiring. I drove by it a couple months ago, and Yeah, it doesn't look like it's still there.
Well, there's a good chance the dude's Glock that you got out came back and got John for towing his car illegally. So you're an accessory now. See, now you're in all kinds of shit, man.
Well, yeah, he paid me cash too. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But I paid cash on, or tips on it, or
he paid taxes on it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're good. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. We get a bunch of listens. If anybody from the IRS is listening to us, we're all screwed, so you're fine.
Yeah.
You are good, man. You're a sprint car racer. You're fine.
I don't know, that's the one thing I'm always careful about at the end of the year. I'm like, man, I don't want to go to jail for taxes. I mean, or I'll pay whatever it is. I'm not, like, I don't really write off a lot of stuff because I don't know, I'm too worried about all that.
Well, yeah, you're too pretty for jail, man.
I don't even want to think about it.
Well, that's a good thing because you ain't really ain't that pretty.
Yeah, well, I mean, I almost went a couple months ago. I don't even know if I should mention this, but I got a speeding ticket for 86 on a 40.
In the old car?
No, in the Fiat.
Okay.
Yeah. But, that was rough because I didn't see the guy.
Well, if you did, you would have at least got the ticket for 60 in the 40.
I definitely would have. I probably wouldn't have stopped, or no, I would have stopped, but.
So you like GTA? Like he has to be chasing?
Well, no, I mean, I was, if I'm doing 86 on a 40, let's face it, by the time he turns around, I'm probably far enough away I can't see his lights.
Well, then why'd you get stopped then?
Because I was opening the door to the O'Reilly Auto Parts, and this unmarked cop car pulls in behind my car, lights it up, and says, "Are you the driver? Get the fuck back in."
No, this thing don't even run, man.
No, man. That's why I'm here. I'm waiting for John to come get me with the tow truck.
Yeah. Man, I was like, oh my gosh. And the only 2 times I've got bad tickets, it's been with Saban Byman, first time he rode in the car. And then that was with Caleb Kinsler, first time he rode in. Those are my 2 best friends. First time both of them rode in the car, we got nasty speeding tickets. So, I mean, when the one was Saban, the guy cut me a break. This guy was like, you might go to jail. And I was like, yeah, probably. I mean, I texted, I think we had won the weekend before, so I texted Elena, hey, this is where the money is. I don't know what's going to happen here. This doesn't seem very good. So, but luckily he only wrote me for that, and they wrote me for having a Ohio tag, because I guess since I have an Indiana ID now, I need to have Indiana tags. So.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the law.
Well, yeah. I don't know, Ohio registration is cheaper by like double, so yeah, I just keep having my mom send me the thing to pay it every year, and I just pay it back to the state of Ohio. It's way cheaper that way, but yeah, I guess I gotta change that. So.
Well, here's the thing. When he pulled up to the car, I'm surprised he didn't say, is your big ass driving this little car?
I mean, he watched me get back in it.
That's what he should have been like, I ain't driving. You think my big ass can fit in that car?
Yeah, he probably would have gone on along with it, but yeah, no, it was funny too, because Caleb was in it, and I'm at the door, ready to open the door, and Caleb's kind of taking his time. He's just getting out of it, and I guess he didn't hear the cop or something, which I don't know how, but I'm like, dude, get back in the car, and he's like, oh, why? And I'm like, because there's a cop right there, and he somehow didn't see the cop, so he's still like getting out of the car, and then he finally like turns around. I'm already back at it. He sees the cop, and the cop is just not having it with him. So, I mean, well, yeah, no, we got pretty lucky with that one.
Get on the ground.
That's see what you should have done. Now, my hood instinct takes over. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So what you should have done was ran to the cop and go, "That son of a bitch is holding me hostage." Again.
Oh yeah. No, I mean,
thank God you're here.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. I called you an hour ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably had too much of a no shit look. He knew it was me when he pulled in the parking lot. I mean, I was like, oh, yeah, he definitely saw that. But
that's part of it.
Yeah.
So going forward, what's your goal? Not goal for the year, because that's cheesy. We don't do cheesy stuff.
Yeah.
But what is your goal? What's your end all be all? Is it NASCAR? I hope not. But is it? Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Is it NASCAR or is it Indy? Oh no, scratch that. We're gonna ask that question in a minute.
Yeah.
You're going to the Indianaoplis Motor Speedway.
Yeah, oh yeah.
How cool is that shit for somebody who does it himself?
That's probably the coolest thing we've ever done. We're going to Indianapolis Motor Speedway to run a sprint car. on a Thursday night with the motor I built, the car I built, like everything, something I did. I'm going to the Indianaoplis Motor Speedway. I mean, I don't know when the last time is that someone's been able to do that, other than, you know, I'm sure there's guys that do it during the BC 39 and some of their, you know, club stuff they do with.
But we're not talking about them though. We're talking about you.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's pretty cool to be able to just like do everything and then put it. You know, I don't like doing it that way, but to be able to go to the Indianaoplis Motor Speedway in an invite-only race and do it with everything that, you know, I've done it myself. That, I mean, that means a lot. That's, you know, because my overall goal is to win the Indianapolis 500. I'm too tall to do it, but you know, that's why I moved out here, and I'm pretty set on doing it. You know, if I've got to make a business to buy everything and make it to where the cars are bigger, I might do that. We'll see. So, you know, I'm pretty determined to do that. So, I mean, that's very long term, but you know.
Do you have the open trailer anymore?
So that never was even mine.
So you had a borrowed trailer?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we borrowed the open trailer. So that's Larry Ebert's. The first race car I drove when I was 4 years old was Larry Ebert's. And the whole time I was in Ohio, all my race cars were at his shop. And then when I moved, you know, I think it was really supposed to be like not even a 1 year thing with me borrowing the trailer. I think I ended up borrowing it like 5 or 6 years. I mean, it was, yeah.
So if you ask him to borrow it for next week, you think he'll loan it out, or he thinks he's afraid you won't get it back?
He's already loaned it out to another guy, Seth Crandall, who used to run quarter midgets with me, and now he's running a D2 midget with it. So yeah, he's loaning it out.
Well, I'm just saying, because how cool would it be to roll up in Indianapolis Motor Speedway with your open trailer, like, I'm back, boys, because I know you done fancied up. You done got you I'm not gonna say a big trailer, but you done got you an enclosed trailer, something to race out of. Yep. But how cool would it be to roll up in Indianapolis like, yeah, I got the invite, just for the open trailer?
I've been thinking about it, but it's, you know, it'd be too much to do it. And realistically, I mean, that's a race where I'm taking it pretty seriously. You know, I mean, I don't buy new tires, but I'm buying new tires for that. You know, I don't care what it takes. I don't care if the car gets wrecked. I don't care if the motor blows up. I don't care about anything. I want to win that. It's not realistic. I don't care. You know, but it's Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And I mean, it's, taking the best piece you can there. yeah, I mean, you got to. That's such an opportunity for all of us to be able to go there and race, and we've got to make sprint car racing look great. You know, I mean, you know, it's Penske perfect. Dirt racing is not Penske perfect in any way. You know, so we gotta put our best effort forward. You know, so. I'm really hoping that we can have a great run there, look good, and if we don't, and the thing crashes and burns, oh well, I'll build another one, and that's not my, you know, mindset for any race really, other than that, just because it's the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if everything goes well, are you going to run all sprint week?
No, because I don't have motors to do it. I don't have the people to do it. I don't have the money to do it. I mean, it's just unfortunately it's unrealistic. Like,
so we're looking for a sprint week sponsor then, aren't we?
Yeah, and people and motors. I mean, it's rough because that's, you know, realistically you should probably only put 20 nights on a motor. I'm at 25 on this one. Everything is still checking fine, but at that point, I can't go and run 8 nights straight on it without really checking it, because you don't have time.
You don't have time,
Yeah, so it's something where every night I'm checking the valve springs. You really gotta watch the latch. You know, you gotta, you know, leak it down. You gotta really pay attention to all that. So, you know, I gotta be careful right now, and I'm hoping that I can run 3 nights of it, but. You know, and maybe more, but it's, you know, it's got to be something where I just kind of have to see how we're running, and you know, it's tricky for me to go run USAC because I hate going there, and realistically, I don't have a chance to win. I do, but it's
got to be perfect. Everything's got to fall in line.
It's so slim. It's basically non-existent. You know, with just the lane and I, right? So it's. And I hate running mid-pack. If I'm running mid-pack and we're running like we're gonna wreck mid-pack, I'm lifting out, like I just that's not my thing to go race my ass off for, you know, $500 to, you know, for start money. I'm gonna save my stuff, because realistically I'd rather not have to build one next week. If I had 12 lined up, I'll run as hard as I want to for 12, but it's just not realistic for the situation I'm in, and I have to keep that in mind, which I hate doing that, but it's a part of it, and you know, it'll get better at some point.
Well, we ask everybody before we get off here, we're going to do yours a little different because I know you've got guys in your corner that help you. So we're going to, give you an opportunity to thank everybody who helps you go down the road and make this happen. But we're going to give you an opportunity, and I'll tag you when we put this out. But give out your Facebook, give out your Twitter, give out your Instagram, because if anybody wants to help, we know you need to help. And a Trade and Sliders endorsement here. If you want to help a good kid that's a little quirky, kind of goofy looking, but will not do nothing to put your company in jeopardy, and you really want a success story that a kid that's betting on himself and does everything himself, please reach out to Trey Osborne, and please, let's help this kid live out his dream. That's from our end. So hopefully this helps. So, thank you. Who helps you go up and down the road, and then we're going to sign off here by letting you, so that they know where to get a hold of you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the biggest thing is even if you just get a T-shirt, that helps immensely. Elena makes them herself, that's at TreyOsborne.myshopify.com. All my social media stuff is Trey Osborne Racing. Then Industrial Hydraulics is the only reason why I'm able to race even as much as I do. They own the truck, the quad, one of the engines that we're working on getting finished up. Hopefully we have it finished up here pretty soon. But anyways, we're a dealer for all sorts of hydraulic stuff. We repair. If you're bringing like a final drive or a hydraulic pump, hydraulic motor, I'm probably the guy that's going to fix it. And and we do a ton of cylinders, like all sorts of specialized stuff. We're one of the biggest hydraulic places in the country. I mean, we've got a test stand that's got a 500 horsepower Cummins motor on it. I mean, we can test anything, we can rebuild anything. If it's hydraulics, we can do it. They are huge. Jeff Hill Trailer Sales helped me out immensely with the trailer this year. The enclosed trailer is a way bigger deal than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really just anything, has helped. So, even if it's just a comment where you're saying, thanks, I appreciate what you're doing, or, I read all that, and it means a lot. So it gives motivation to keep going.
So the 2018 Kenyon, hold on a second, Kenyon car, how come they just call it Kenyon Midget? Why was it Kenyon car?
I don't know. I think we call it everything. Both. I don't know.
I've always wondered that because back in the early 2000s, the Speedrome raced every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
They ran regional midgets and then the Kenyon midgets. And for 2 years, I drove from Louisville to Indianapolis and made every Wednesday night.
That's awesome.
Even the 500 lapper, seeing Teddy Beach, all of that.
Yeah.
Seeing Brian Clausen, the whole deal. That's a soft topic, but I've always wondered why they called them, because sometimes you see it says Kenyon cars, but it's the Kenyon Midget.
Yeah.
So,
Don built all of them, and he calls them K cars. Then you start thinking of like the 80s thing that the Chrysler Corporation came out with, and then you're like, I
don't know about that one.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've always called them Kenyon Midgets, I think, or Kenyon cars. I don't know. They're awesome. So,
The 2018 Kenyon Midget Champion, sprint car hot shoe that does it all on his own. We need to give him a better nickname. Too tall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of obvious. So we'll go with something. We're gonna do some new shirt idea, man. You need to have a sprint car with a draft's head sticking out the top of the sprint car.
There you go.
Wheeling it, and the kids will love it.
We've thought about that. We need to work on that one, but then we've also, Caleb came up with this idea where we're going to do like how many spark plugs tall I am, or, some sort of racing related item. We're thinking about ones like that.
Because you're like 6 Hoosier right rear tires.
Yeah, it's something like that. I mean, I don't know how many it is folded up, or it depends on what the chalk mark is. But no, we got to get a little more creative with them. We're working on it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on from originally from Columbus, Ohio, now living in the greatest city in America, Indianapolis, Indiana. Trey Osborne. Thank you. All right, Flash. That was Trey Osborne out of, he says Indianapolis, Indiana, but the billing still says Columbus, Indiana. If you listen to the interview, that's where all of it, or Columbus, Ohio. If you listen to his interview, that's where all of his tax papers go still. If you listen to Trey Osborne discuss why his whole speeding ticket issue. Trey Osborne, really cool kid. If there's a guy that does it on his own, that bets on himself, that absolutely just gonna move to Indiana and make it happen. Trey Osborne is a kid that's done that. He's decided that, I'm going to move to Indiana and I don't really have an engine, so we're just going to take this sprint car that I saved up all the summer to buy, and then go get me a loan and get me an engine, and we're going to go race.
Yeah.
If
and I was just thinking about that. You was talking about the engine. It's a
30-year-old engine.
Yeah,
it's a Mopar.
It's a Mopar engine. But I got thinking about it. I said his daily driver is a Plymouth Valiant. A 63 Plymouth Valiant convertible, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's just a Mopar guy.
Yeah,
I
think so.
He just don't know no better. He just is what it is.
I think that's it.
But if him and his girlfriend, they do everything together. When I say they do it by themselves, they literally do it by themselves. And as he talks about, she can't help change the sprint car tires because she can't break the lugs loose. But if you want to reach out and help support, it's Trey Osborne shop my Spotify. What is it?
It's Trey Osborne Racing myshopify.com.
Okay,
there we go.
Yeah. So follow Trey Osborne Racing.
Looking at it.
Yeah, follow Trey Osborne Racing on Facebook, and you can get everything you need from him on there. Cool kid, man. I'm really a big fan of Trey Osborne. He's a kid that just decides, you know what, this is going to work out, and some way or another.
Yeah.
So far it is, and I believe you'll be able to catch Trey Osborne a couple upcoming races this week too.
Yeah.
I think Wednesday and Friday, part of Sprint Week, he's going to go. So
yeah.
Upcoming events this week. We'll get started with Indiana Sprint Week Tuesday, Kokomo Speedway, the makeup date from the rain out last night, and then Wednesday they are at the Circle City Raceway, which is this week's Racetrack Spotlight, brought to you by JT's Trackside and Catering. So if you have any event that you need catered, reach out to Jeremy Thomas and JT's Trackside Catering. This week, Circle City Raceway is Racetrack Spotlight. It's a quarter-mile bull ring, a super nice facility. They say it's a quarter mile.
Yeah.
I say it's a bigger fifth.
Yeah.
It's not huge by any means, but I tell you what it is. It is racing.
Yeah, it is.
It's Indiana's hidden gem. It's got nice aluminum bleachers throughout the whole facility. They've got a VIP terrace seating off of turn number 3 that's got like an overlook deck that you kind of overhang where the cars drive by you as they enter the pits. Got a nice set of bleachers in turns 3 and 4.
Yeah.
That's set far enough from the racetrack where it's safe enough, but it's also badass. You can watch sprint cars come right at you.
Yeah.
And then turn off the wall.
That's pretty cool.
They got a big video board up there in the middle of the backstretch. Super clean bathrooms.
Yeah, the bathrooms are real nice.
One of the nicest pit facilities in all of short track racing.
Yeah.
But Circle City Raceway, Indiana's hidden gem, and what's really neat about it is you kind of got the fairground setting.
Yeah.
With the the newer accommodations of new racetrack, with the backdrop of the city of downtown beautiful Indianapolis.
The city in there.
So
every time I've been up there, I've seen the killer sunset, except for the one night it was raining on us the whole night. But,
that
they got
happens.
the show in that night, so it's pretty cool.
But yeah, so Circle City Raceway, this week's Racetrack Spotlight. Thursday, USAC Sprint Week continues to the big monster half mile. Like when we said Circle City was a small quarter mile, this is a big half mile.
Yeah.
It's more of a 5/8 to 3/4.
It's half mile on the inside rail.
Yeah. So, but Terre Haute Raceway, and then Friday and Saturday, if you're looking for a race to go to, and you're thinking, these guys keep talking about these sprint cars, and we really want to, we got a free weekend this weekend. We want to go check them out. Friday night, Bloomington Speedway, the red clay, which we lost the tree, Flash.
Oh, really?
We lost the oak tree at Bloomington Speedway. The storms came through last week and blew them over. And not only, I should have talked about this in the beginning. I forgot.
Yeah.
I just remembered. It smashed the Pac-Man truck.
Oh, did it really?
Yes. So
that thing been there forever too.
Oh, yeah. So I seen where Bloomington Speedway put that the Pac-Man truck is going to be fixed. But the oak tree that Pat Sullivan talked about in our interview, that it'll tell us stories when we're gone.
Yeah.
We outlived the oak tree.
Yeah.
And the windstorm blew it over. So that sucks. Not to be Debbie Downer, but the oak tree got blown over at Bloomington Speedway. So when you're walking up the hill to get in the racetrack, you're walking up in the sun now. There's no shade going up the hill. Bloomington Speedway Friday night. And it all kicks off the final night of Indiana Sprint Week. Is that the beautiful Tri-State Speedway, best cheeseburger at any racetrack in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Tri-State Speedway. That's Sprint Week. World of Outlaw Late Models has got a busy week this week. Monday night, the World of Outlaw Late Models are at the Wilmot Raceway in Wilmot, Wisconsin. Track. This is a sprint car track that hosts in late model racing. It's got a berm on the inside where the late models, if you You get a little too low, you're gonna go for a ride.
Yeah.
So it forces them to race up the racetrack. So Wilmot race. Now that I said that, it'll be right around the bottom.
On the hub. Yeah.
Everybody say this line, son of a bitch. But now that I said that,
That was the worst race I ever seen.
yeah, what the hell is he thinking? But then the World of Outlaw Late Models Thursday, Friday, and Saturday make their way over to the bad, fast Cedar Lake Raceway.
Yeah.
In Cedar Lake, Wisconsin. Beautiful, beautiful racetrack. Got the pond in the
It sounds like
middle.
Cedar Lake might be a place we would like to go. I've never been there, but they say they got like really good track food there.
Yeah. Well, there's some racetracks that we need to make a northern trip.
Yeah.
Cedar Lake is one.
Yep.
Eagle Raceway in Nebraska is another. And
Deer Creek.
Deer Creek is the third. And the fourth one that we're going to try to do something where they all race together is Mississippi Thunder Valley.
Yeah.
We need all four of those to race 1 week.
Yeah.
That's our sprint week or late model speed week or modified speed week, whatever kind of week y'all can make happen. Let us know and we're going to make that trip.
Yeah.
That'd kind of be tough though. Because Eagle, Nebraska is
a little ways.
Yeah, it'd probably be about 6-7 hours up to those other ones.
Yeah.
But it's doable though.
Yeah.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. And then Friday and Saturday this week, Flash and I are on the road. The Open Wheeled Warriors. We're on the road and we got a doubleheader with the American All-Star Late Models. Friday night we were at the Crossville Speedway in Crossville, Tennessee. Absolutely cool as hell racetrack. That probably should have been this week's racetrack spotlight because they don't get to run there a whole lot. But cool racetrack. Red clay, high bank. If you like going fast and you like big sliders, that's the place to be.
Yeah.
Friday night at Crossville Raceway. And then Saturday night, we make our way back to the Lake Cumberland Speedway for the doubleheader there in Burnside, Kentucky. Lake Cumberland Speedway, the last Cumberland Plateau modified race that was there a few weeks ago was a barn burger.
Yeah.
Expecting more of the same. And I know Joseph's going to kill me, but the All-American Crate Racing All-Stars, because I know he likes when they say pro, but we don't work for him, so I'm going to tell you what they are. The Crate Racing All-Stars, they will probably get close to 40 because they get 20 on a regular show anyways.
Yeah.
So should be a phenomenal show for the 604 Crate Pro / All-American whatever late models.
Yeah.
And then Friday and Saturday, if you're really wanting to make a trip where you get to see all the open wheel competitors at once, make your way to Peevely, Missouri. Peevely, I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway sponsored. Another racetrack got 10 names.
Yeah.
But I-55 Raceway in Peevely, Missouri. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, Extreme Midgets, and Modifieds. Yeah. So that was I think it's the Ironman weekend. So
that'd be pretty cool.
No, that's what's going on this weekend. And as we say, I mean, Brian, everywhere is racing locally.
Yeah.
If you want to go to the racetrack, you have to look for a reason not to go this weekend because everybody's racing.
And the weather's looking way better this weekend than what it has been.
Yes.
As far as temperature-wise, anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be like I think 79.
77, 79 is what I was looking at.
Yeah, so I'm going to...
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Shame that Sprint Week couldn't start this week and go next week.
Right.
But... got anything else before we get off here, Flash?
I don't think I do.
As always, support your local racetracks or support a racetrack.
Yeah.
You can change your mind like I did last night.
Yeah.
We were going. Actually, I had like 3 options, and I went to my 4th option.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at Fairbury. I was like, yeah, it's not going to work either.
Yeah.
They proved me wrong. They got it in, but but support your local racetrack. Get out. Our numbers are growing each and every week, so thank you guys. We should have done this at the opening again.
Yeah.
Here we go again. But thank you guys. Word of mouth is the best way of advertisement, and we really appreciate you guys telling people about us. Until next time, we'll be trading sliders.